everybody, welcome back to the third episode of Northernlion Plays Crusader Kings 2. To recap the last episode, we had some ill-designed wars with Scotland, which actually gained us this territory right here. We also took a couple of territories in what is eventually going to become Ireland, either in the real historical timeline or in ours, in fact, with Oriel and I forget what this one, I can't actually pronounce that name anymore, but good. This is good for us. We also had some civil wars that we went through. We commissioned a rune stone to our greatness and did some human sacrifices to get some more prestige. Kitty, this is not Crusader Kings 2. This is Crusader Kings 2, the old gods. So what are we going to do on this episode? We have a truce with Scotland. I want to take over Scotland. That's like public enemy number one right now. But we have a truce for about another 8 months. So we have kind of 8 months to do something. What that something is, I don't know. You know, if it takes us a little bit longer than 8 months to siege one of these territories, that's okay. Maybe we should go to war with Leinster here. Because remember, I have a truce with these ding-dongs as well, because I went through some bad peace deals, is maybe one way to put it. But it might be easier to take some of these territories right here. So yeah, let's just go straight for this one instead. And we might be able to create the Kingdom of Ireland, actually, before we create the Kingdom of Scotland. But in any case, let's declare war. It should be easy, and it didn't cost us any prestige at all, actually. Beautiful. So with our 1,500 men, we should be able to trounce them pretty quickly. I don't know what kind of guardianship contract I set up here. Oh, I set her up as the educational lady, the teacher of my son, which is good. So I guess my son had to approve that, even though he's like 8 years old. Whatever, man. I guess he is like the mayor. He's probably like the third most powerful man in the realm right now. So I suppose it makes sense that he would have to go through that nonsense. Now we're going to try to siege faster than the enemy here, because I really don't want to have to, you know, fight them any longer to get that war score up. But once we get to 100, we will just take over their territory, and then we will turn our attention to Scotland. I just want to check something out quickly. What's our military like right now? We can create about 2,500 men, which should be strong enough to take at least some Scottish territory before getting too worried. Remember, this is our old pre-invasion force from our first two wars that is now starting to get a little long in the tooth, and we're running out of men here, which I'm not super happy about, but that's okay. Again, I'm just skipping over all of those kind of like special siege encounters. How is it possible that they are able to siege with only 84 troops? That seems crazy to me. My prisoner Christina is complaining about her dark cell in the dungeon. That's cool. How about now you become a dark cell of my heart, because now you are my concubine, so I can probably have some more kids. That way I can give them, you know, spread territory out amongst them, but I do want to avoid civil war as well. So I know I selected let her rot there. That was just kind of me exploiting the system, so I didn't actually have to... Oh, now they've run out of men. Fantastic. That exclamation mark there basically means they don't have enough men to siege the territory anymore. Beautiful. Truces are expiring. Good. So in 50 days, the truce with the King of Scotland will be over, and we'll be able to declare war on him. Is this guy ready? I know I said I wouldn't accept any more deals without a 100% war score, but in this case it's actually a-okay, because this is like his last holding, so it doesn't really make a difference if I do that. Anyway, the truce is expiring in like 12 days. There we go. So it has expired. I'm still wary about going into war with Scotland, given that we might have an independence war break out in our own territory, so we'll have to be fast about our war in Scotland. What I might want to do is hire some mercenaries and speed things up a little bit. As of right now, though, I'm not concerned. I'm probably the strongest force in the northern part of the British Isles. 94%. He's got to accept it now. He doesn't have to. Nope. All right, well, we have to siege one last holding then. And once we get this, we'll be able to give this to our son, as well as the world's most content vassal. I like giving holdings to content vassals, because they're less likely to be like, oh, I want to be king someday. They're like, man, it's pretty sweet that the king actually gave us all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, you're fucking right it is. I'm the nicest king ever. King Northernlion the Pious. So you can see it. It's right in my name. I'm very virtuous. Anyway, I should have picked as my ambition become a paragon of virtue. But our ambition is still to conquer Scotland, because I was perhaps a little bit, you know, too big for my britches when I got started here. So again, our son, who is the mayor of just about every damn town in the land, we're going to keep giving him some titles here. We don't even like our son. I don't know why that is. We can see why, I suppose. His domain is too big. He has a short reign. I guess he is only like 6 years old or something. He's 7, and he's a mayor of like 20 townships. Who else do we have that we can give it to? Oh, our last remaining vassal, of course. Who is it? Yeah, Sigvob. Again, apologies for the pronunciation. As always, you can have the county that we just conquered. I go out and fight the wars. He gets all the glory. It's a beautiful arrangement as long as he doesn't revolt. Also, does he still not have children? Because if he doesn't have children, that's all. Oh, shit. Now he has an heir. Why is that? Oh, he got a wife, but that's not his son. That's like his brother or something? Yeah, that's his brother. All right, well, we might have to revoke that territory at some point. I'm not happy about it. As long as his vassal stays happy. Is he content? No, he's deceitful, envious, has a great pox, is lustful. Oh, he is content. All right, well, maybe that's okay then. Awesome. So that's gone well. What do we have to deal with now? Not too much. We could create some titles, but I kind of want to save my money to create the Kingdom of Scotland, so I could become, you know, the King of Scotland and fulfill my ambition. Is our truce? We probably have another couple years until the truce expires with this dude. All right. So now I think the next county we should take is probably Gowrie. So we'll declare war. Conquest of Gowrie does not cost us any prestige this time. Beautiful. Now, I'm not going to edit yet. I'm not going to, like, stop the video and start doing editing for now because there's probably going to be a major battle that is going to start us off here. So what I usually try to do is get my troops and back them up a little bit because I don't want to be in enemy territory. And we'll send these guys up here because this is quite a sizable force. So we're going to send these guys up into Strathclyde. The hope being, of course, that, you know, we won't have to fight anybody there. Oh, there we go. We've improved our martial skill. That's solid. Our dude is still young, which is awesome as well. We actually won a battle somewhere in there. And the Scottish troops are looking pretty darn weak. So I'm actually thinking maybe it's in our best interest to kind of consolidate our troops and go on the offensive early. We're already 7% ahead. And you can, as you can see here, Scotland not looking like the strongest military power that you could possibly imagine right now. With only 1,400 men in their entire country, or 1,400 armed men, I guess, in their army, they should be fairly easy for us to conquer. And in doing so, we've gone 34% war score as is. And you know what? I'm just going to continue kind of ping-ponging with their army here to take them out. And we will send another force in, and they can start sieging just so we can finish this war as quickly as possible. We have captured somebody. Again, we'll probably use him in a human sacrifice. It is time for you to recognize the full independence of Lothian and the other states of the Independence faction. Who is this? Chief of Norfolk and Suffolk. I will not be blackmailed. If I have to engage in civil war, that's fine by me. In fact, I might actually want to grant independence to this dude down here. Because I don't care about this area. Yeah, you know what? This is something rare. The inner conqueror in me hates the idea of giving up territory. But if I grant this guy his independence, maybe he'll get off my back. There we go. So all we're going to have to deal with, I guess I lost my spy master at some point there. We have no good spy masters, really. And we'll have him study technology. Yeah, let him study technology. Yeah, I hate the idea of just giving up territory like that. But that's fine. Again, as long as he gets off my back, that's okay. And I absolutely hate these borders that I had set up. I don't want territory scattered all over the British Isles here. I want my territory to be consolidated and be powerful as a result. So if this guy wants to declare war on me, go nuts, man. You don't really have anybody in your tribe anymore, or in your faction, because this guy is now independent, so he doesn't need independence anymore. Anyway, we might have to... Okay, so he's declared war. He has 355 men. This should be the easiest civil war that we've ever fought. And this is why I didn't want to do editing right off the top here, because obviously we have... it said large bands of rebels are flocking under his banner, but we're still going to be able to kill him. He doubled his army, but we'll still be able to destroy him, as you can see. And we actually locked up somebody. But this is why I didn't want to edit right off the bat, because I think it's pretty clear that, you know, at the start of a war, that's where the end of the war kind of gets determined. Things are going to go kind of crazy, and then they'll equalize, I guess, a little bit later. So you want to see these starting conditions. I'm going to wipe out their whole fighting force here. We have 95% against them right now, so he will probably give up the ghost here. No, he's still enforcing demands. All right, whatever, dude. I'll siege your territory. I don't even care. And we'll just send 400 men to take out this remaining Scottish force. Not really microing in the truest sense of the word. Just trying to conquer as fast as possible, so I end up having to spend less to keep my army working here. Now, where's these other dudes? They're from Moray, which is right here. Is this even... It's not even Scotland? Oh, it's still Scotland. Okay. I was wondering, because after you take over Scotland, like it'll get a different name. Sometimes it'll be Albany. Sometimes it'll be other stuff. But we'll see as time goes on. All right, so we've sieged Edinburgh. Edinburgh, I suppose, is the correct pronunciation there. We're going to enforce our demands. We gain 50 prestige and imprison this piece of garbage. Beautiful. Fine by me. He is actually I guess we can revoke his title as well. He won't be able to do anything. He's going to be pretty pissed off about it, but that's fine. We've revoked his title, and maybe we can give this back to our son now. Who is... Oh, I can't give him any more titles. I can declare war on him, which I probably don't want to do. Okay, well, you know what? We'll give this to our other vassal, who is the world's nicest dude. I might be setting myself up for failure here a little bit later down the line, but this guy is totally psyched to be with me. You can have the County of Lothian, my friend, and the lower titles. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now all we have to do is deal with this remaining Scottish threat, and basically we're just going to continue to push down Scotland. And if I had to guess in this episode, I think we have a pretty reasonable chance of at least getting a claim on the Kingdom of Scotland and being able to create it, which effectively for us means oh, I don't want to accept peace without 100 war score. Gotta remember that. Effectively for us, that means we should be able to crown ourselves the King of Scotland and accomplish that ambition, which at the first seemed really bad. Let him rot. I always let prisoners rot. Everything else is really bad. It like lowers the health of the prisoner, which doesn't bother me, or like lowers our diplomacy if we start being nice to them. So obviously I'm not going to be nice to them. You stay in the prison, enjoy yourself, and soon I will execute you for the favor of my gods. That's okay. So it looks like this war is basically won. I'm going to stop talking and abuse the power of editing, and I will see you guys when the war is officially over in probably a few minutes here, when we are in possession of Gowrie. Alright, after that last battle, the Siege of Edinburgh, which you can see right here, it seems like we're sieging that all the damn time, but we are now at 100% war score, which means King Constantine, who eventually becomes called King Constantine the Fat, or at least he did in my off-camera game, negative 69, I swear that number appears so often, but what was I going to say? He doesn't look like King Constantine the Fat, but he has no choice but to accept our demands. And as far as I know, this will not give us a truce as well. But I just love this sentence. King Constantine the First of Scotland is at war with Northernlion Banana Dong. What a great sentence. Anyway, we'll send that. So we should have... Yes, usurped a bunch of titles. We might be able to take the title. Yes, we can. We can create the Kingdom of Scotland. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen over the course of this video. So now we can be Scotland, basically. First things first, obviously, we have to get rid of some of our territory. And you know what? I'd like to spread it out a little bit. We'll find somebody else in our court who is an oldish man. How old is this guy? He's 36. No kids, no wife. What are his traits? He's a detached priest. Ambitious. No thank you. Okay. Who else do we have in our court? Looking for oldish dudes. 37. Wife, no kids. Or sorry, no wife, no kids. That's good. He's kind, greedy, just, lustful, and gluttonous. You know what? You seem like the perfect person to take the County of Gowrie, which is now awesome. Beautiful. So our domain size is A-okay now. Now, what we've set out to accomplish, we basically have accomplished here. First things first, you've got to lower your military levies so that you can't, or so that you can actually invade in the future. Otherwise, you could just have military up and just steamroll whole continents. I guess this is not historically accurate. Now, instead of being this unpronounceable Sudreyar, I am going to become a Scottish king. So let's go. One title can be usurped. So we will go usurp the Kingdom of Scotland. It's going to cost us 200 gold, but give us 100 prestige. So let's do it. Like so. We have plenty of gold. So now we have become the King of Scotland, basically. As you can see, now Scotland has become kind of split up into a number of... Well, I mean, we have become Scotland. This, like, navy blue is now our land. And we... what was formerly Scotland is now split up into Albany and Moray, which we will now try to take over because they're just going to give us free land, basically. Now, we might be able to just, like, offer them vassalization, and they might accept, although the odds of them accepting vassalization are pretty low. If they wanted to become vassals, that's totally fine by me, honestly. How about this Duchess? Does she want to be a vassal? No. All right, that means we'll have to take it by force. First things first, that is our army there in Scotland. Before we take out Albany, I might want to take out the rest of King Run the Fat. See, I mean, he's not a fat dude, really. Maybe by 880 terms. But let's conquer Galloway next, shall we? So I think that means we do, or we have accomplished our ambition, if I was to look at this. Become King of Scotland. King Northernlion the Pious of Scotland. He's had a pretty good life so far. I wonder if he's actually going to go bald at some point, because it's been like 13 years. There we go. We fulfilled our ambition. That's given us a lot of prestige, and now we can take a new one. See if we've got anything special in here. Now we have kind of your standard ambitions, which are like get married, improve your martial ability, learning, and diplomacy. You know what? Let's try to improve our intrigue, because that's been an issue with Civil War so far. And that'll give us a number of kind of conditions that we'll run across that will allow us to improve our intrigue, as you'll see. These are kind of character development traits. But we've accomplished definitely the big goal of our run here, as at least in our first lifetime. We've gone from a petty king of a small Norse kingdom all the way through to the King of Scotland, which is awesome. We've also got a 100% war score right off the bat, because first off, the irony of this guy being called King Run the Fat is great. But because we captured him, I mentioned this in the first episode, but when you capture the king, you automatically can enforce your demands, like so. So, yeah, we got a 100% war score right off the bat. Immediately, we take over his territory, and you may have noticed that my realm size is much larger now. I think that's because I am an actual king now, as opposed to a petty king with a small kingdom. And you know what? We might as well just wipe this guy off the face of the planet. If he wants to be my vassal, he doesn't. If he did, I would have spared his life, but instead, he has chosen poorly. So let's just finish him off here with Declare War, Conquest of Carrick, and then we'll just walk him in here. And this should be basically his death, and we'll wipe out a fairly hostile force from this part of the map. And you know, the more territory that gets painted in my color, the safer I will be in the long run. So all of his troops are dead, so he doesn't stand too much chance, I would say, of coming back from this. And this is where we get kind of into the improve your intrigue stuff. So it feels like everyone is trying to trump me. My huntsman killed more prey than I. My counselors found a better solution to the rebellious peasants than mine, and I started to feel that everyone was better than me no matter what. If they are better than me, I have to accept that. We could gain the kind trait, which is bad for intrigue but good for diplomacy, or I envy them all, which is good for intrigue but bad for diplomacy. Since our ambition is to improve our intrigue, I should probably take this one, and we'll see if we get the envious trait. It's a coin flip, and it looks like it didn't work out. I can go check that out. Did we get the envious trait? Flat terrain expert. No, we're not envious. We are a truce breaker ×2, so our diplomacy is 0. That's really bad. I should not have broken my truce. But hopefully that'll, you know, when my guy dies, at the very least, that'll get reset. But for right now, I'm very pleased with the way that our first, you know, roughly 15 years have gone. We've created the Kingdom of Scotland, which controls much of Ireland. And now, you know, my next 2 objectives are probably going to be to conquer this area up here. It seems my courtier has died. Was that my former concubine? She was my former concubine. Well, that sucks. Maybe we'll get someone else in a siege. And, you know, I should maybe marry somebody at some point. It's usually, if you're playing as, like, a Christian leader, or a leader of basically any other religion that isn't Norse, it's really easy to get married and just kind of get some free piety from that. But as a Norse leader, prestige is kind of an issue. I inherited the county of Gowrie, because this guy has died of pneumonia. Oh, but this was the nice dude that I just found. God damn it. All right, fine. We'll go into our court again. You're an old man with a wife, or without a wife and no kids. What are your traits? Berserker? That scares me. Cruel, paranoid, yeah, whatever. You're going to be fine, I think. So there you go. If this guy's a berserker, I'm much happier that he has a positive 70 opinion of me than when he had a 5 opinion. Don't go berserk on me, man. So we're just finishing off our siege here. Our pre-invasion force has been fucking dope for us so far, basically allowing us to conquer all of the lands in the area. By the way, if we wanted to, we could change our name back, but just by changing our primary title. Bjorn claims that he would be a better steward. Okay, let's look at him. What's his stewardship? 11. How about Barid? That's Bjorn. This is Barid. But, you know, all right, he's my new steward. That's fine. That's going to change the opinion that some of these guys have of me, but that's not so bad. Okay, so we've dragged a prince or some kind of noble out and a young lady as well, and we will probably sacrifice them to the gods at some point. We're only at 48% war score, which seems totally crazy to me, considering this guy has literally no troops that he could throw against us. But now he wants to offer peace. Okay, so we gain everything. We gain prestige, we gain piety, we gain moral authority for Norse. Beautiful. Okay, so now I'd say this has gone pretty well for us. We've conquered a wide swath of territory, and now we've created Scotland. Who's next? Albany and Moray. And I might actually edit out a lot of this, because these wars should be basically automatic, given how small these kind of territories are relative to me. But we'll see as time goes on. First things first, I got to give away some more land as well. So, you know, we have a new vassal. We might as well... It was this dude, right? Yeah, he's my marshal. And is he the berserker? Does he have the berserker trait? Yes. Okay, so we will grant him some land. Oh, but now he has a... Okay, his heir is me, and his wife is 21. Is his wife lustful? No, she's slothful. Could have fooled me. So I really don't want this dude to have kids, but I'm going to risk it for now. How old's he? 44. He could still pump out a couple of babies there. We're going to give him the... what did we just take over? Was that Carrick? Can't tell. Yes. Okay, so we're going to give him the County of Carrick and all the lower titles as well. And at the very least, dude's going to love us. There's no problem. We don't need to keep all the titles within our blood. It's only, you know, to ensure... Wait a minute. Oh, he is my vassal. Okay. It's only... we want to make sure the vassals are pleased with us. It's impossible for us to administer this entire region by ourselves with just our children, especially when we only have 2. So I don't mind giving away some land. So we're just going to start going to war with Prince Constantine unless he wants to be our vassal, which he doesn't. So I'm probably going to take this opportunity to play silent for a while, and I'll just keep you guys posted on how things go as they go, because we should be done here fairly quickly. Alright, so it's important to note here just very quickly, I did get a kind of encounter that allowed me to raise my intrigue, so now I have accomplished that objective. Is there anything else interesting here? We could get married. We could marry our concubine, but that's going to cost us prestige. So I think it's better to just maybe instead, let's improve our diplomacy because it sucks right now. Alright, and I will see you guys again once this war has ended or something else interesting has happened. Alright, a very interesting thing has actually happened here. So, I took some territory from Moray and Albany, but I have truces with them now, so I can't invade them for a few more years. But suffice it to say, Albany is about to go down, and Moray probably will not be too far behind it. However, I decided, you know, the last thing that we should do over the course of this video is probably take some more Irish territory. Maybe we can get a claim on the Kingdom of Ireland. We could unite Ireland and Scotland. But unfortunately, after I went after Kildare here, the army of Tyrone, which has a huge army, has decided to come up against me. So, unfortunately, I'm going to merge my armies here so you can see. I have 3,800 men. They have 2,900, so I should win this battle and maybe wipe them out, and then the rest of Ireland will be mine for the taking. However, I'm going to use some mercenaries just to kind of guarantee it. So I'm going to take these men up here, and I apologize for that noise. I have no idea what is going on. But as my men come down here, it's going to cost me a little bit on the form of the, or from the mercenaries here. But as they come down, we should be able to get to them before they manage to finish sieging my territory. The lack of piety I've observed in one of the courtiers makes me worried. I wouldn't want to accuse anyone of not being a good Christian, but if my suspicions are correct, then something needs to be done. We are the pious, so maybe we should confront this dude about his lack of, I don't want him to be Christian, actually, but we'll confront him, or expose him, or talk to him anyway. Okay, so if my army would move a little bit faster, or the army that I have inspired at least. And why don't we give away some more territory here, because my domain size is a little bit too big. What about this guy, Chief of Dublin? He does have a kid, which I don't like, because that kid is going to become a little bit of a pain in the ass. How about this dude? Yeah, this dude doesn't have a wife. He does have a sweet mustache. We got like Ron Swanson here. We're going to give him the County of Moray and the lower titles. Good. Okay, we're back to basically equilibrium here. All right, and we're getting ready for this major battle. This is going to dictate basically how this war for Ireland is going to go. If we end up defeating them, the rest of Ireland kind of, or what will eventually be Ireland, I guess, kind of lays at our feet. If we should just merge them so they walk at the same speed. If we don't beat them, then we're going to have bigger problems. But I suspect that we should be able to wipe them out pretty easily here, although mercenaries are kind of not great fighters all the time. We lost like 2,000 men there, but at the same time, we did capture the Earl of Tyrconnell, which is good, and the Earl of Tyrone. That's actually fantastic when it comes to fighting here. But first things first, we didn't come here to defeat the army of Tyrconnell or Tyrone. We just came here to, take Kildare for ourselves. So I'm going to jump in here, win this battle, and we're going to capture Gilbert. I don't know why. He's like Scherer or something. He's only got one name. But after we complete this siege, and I'm probably at the point where I can dispel my remaining mercenaries. They did their job. It cost us a lot of money, but it's well worth it. And we will just continue onwards here. And once we win this siege, we'll be able to take Kildare. And having taken Kildare, we own a lot of the other Earls of Ireland. I'm not sure if maybe we can just use that to take over their territory automatically. I suspect not, but should be okay regardless. I'm not sure what kind of war is going on here. We've got like a war between Norfolk and Tyrone, which would explain, or Kildare. I don't know why Kildare's coming up here to siege me. There's no way they are going to be able to take over my land before I take over theirs. And I outnumber them 10-1. Which is probably, pretty bad from their perspective. So we're at 59%. Now we are at 92%, which just indicates to me that we will probably be able to... Oh, no, he refuses to accept our demands. All right, so we'll just continue this siege, and this will probably be the last thing that we do over the course of this video. We have converted the population to the Norse faith. That's positive, I suppose. considering that is kind of the aim that we are meaning to have. And this has been a noteworthy episode so far. I shouldn't call it quits before the battle is done here, because you never know what's going to happen. But, you know, we granted Norfolk its independence, and then we created the Kingdom of Scotland, kind of decimated a lot of the minor powers in the Scottish area here, and made a further push into Ireland. So let's go to diplomacy, offer peace, enforce demands, and now that territory belongs to us. Beautiful. And finally, I wish I could have more kids so I could give my own blood some of these titles. Can I create the Kingdom of Ireland? I can create the petty Kingdom of Albany, but I can't take it from him because he's at war right now. And I can't create the Kingdom of Ireland yet. So that'll probably be what we do on the next episode. We'll create Scotland and Ireland together. Probably going to involve taking out Tyrone, who is maybe the biggest power in Ireland right now. But last thing we'll do here is just give away a little bit more territory. Could be the death of me in the long run. But anyway, we're going to give it back to this mustache man here. So we'll give him the County of Kildare, which we have just conquered. Dude loves us. No dangerous factions. This is some of the best I've managed my vassals so far in all of my play of Crusader Kings so far. I'm just looking at what else is going on at the map here. See what's happened in the last 20 years. Looks like West Francia beat Aquitaine to take over like this area. East Francia is getting all sorts of fucked up. Italy's doing all right. Hungary's got some weird borders going on here, and that's all I can really tell. The Byzantine's still doing fine. Anyway, that was a good episode. We're conquering some more stuff pretty soon. I mean, it might seem fast, but I would not be surprised if we conquered Ireland and became the King of Ireland on the next episode. We're definitely going to try to wipe out the rest of Upper Scotland, so we don't have to worry about them in the future. But as always, if you enjoyed the series, I appreciate any support you can give it. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you find it entertaining, and look forward to seeing your constructive criticism in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.